Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. Something massive just went down in the NFL world, and it's the kind of move that shakes the entire landscape of the league. TREY Smith, the powerhouse guard from the Kansas City Chiefs, is officially switching colors, and when I say switching, I mean it in every sense of the word. The man who protected Patrick Mahomes like a wall of steel is now stepping into a whole new era. Sources close to the situation have confirmed that TREY is set to wear purple next season. Yeah, you heard that right, he's joining the Baltimore Ravens. That's right, the same Ravens who have built their reputation on toughness, grit, and a ground game that punishes defenses. The league is buzzing, fans are stunned, and the energy around this signing feels like the start of something explosive. It's not every day you see a Super Bowl champion lineman make a move like this, especially one who's still in his prime. TREY Smith to the Ravens isn't just a signing, it's a statement. The AFC just got a whole lot more interesting, and this might be the move that tips the balance of power in the entire conference. The details behind this decision are still a little foggy, but insiders are whispering about a mix of respect, opportunity, and legacy. TREY has always been known as a player who plays with heart, someone who takes every snap like it's his last. His journey from Tennessee to Kansas City wasn't an easy one, and that's part of what makes this move so fascinating. Word is, the Ravens pitched him on more than just a contract. They pitched him on a vision, a team built on physicality, discipline, and the kind of smash-mouth football that fits TREY's DNA perfectly. Baltimore's offensive line has been solid, but adding a mauler like TREY, that's different. It's like giving Lamar Jackson an extra second to turn chaos into magic. And in a league where 1 second can decide everything, that's a game changer. Chiefs fans are still in disbelief, trying to wrap their heads around seeing TREY in purple, but the Ravens fanbase, oh, they're already celebrating like it's playoff time now. Let's talk about the bigger picture, because this isn't just about one player changing teams, it's about the ripple effect across the NFL. When a guard of TREY Smith's caliber moves, it sends shockwaves. Kansas City loses a cornerstone of their offensive line, and that's no small thing when your quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. This move forces Andy Reid and company to rethink protection schemes, to reshuffle chemistry that took years to build. Meanwhile, the Ravens are looking at this as an opportunity to elevate their entire offensive identity. Imagine pairing TREY's power with that Baltimore rushing attack. It's like adding a turbo engine to an already dangerous machine. Analysts are already predicting a shift in the balance of trench warfare in the AFC, where games are often decided not by quarterbacks, but by the battles at the line of scrimmage. TREY brings leadership, physicality, and a quiet fire that inspires everyone around him. This could be the kind of addition that turns a playoff team into a true Super Bowl contender. But let's be real, this move also has an emotional side. TREY Smith was beloved in Kansas City. He wasn't just another player. He was part of the heartbeat of that offensive line from the moment he was drafted in 2021. He embodied the grit that defined the Chiefs' rise to dominance. Fans remember him pancaking defenders, clearing lanes for Isaiah Pacheco, and protecting Mahomes in the biggest moments. Losing a guy like that doesn't just change your team, it changes your culture. Yet, for TREY, maybe this was about growth, about chasing a new challenge, about proving that his best football is still ahead. The Ravens have a history of attracting players who crave that edge, who want to be part of something raw and real. And if there's one thing Baltimore knows how to do, it's turning hunger into dominance. Maybe TREY saw that, felt that, and realized it was time to bet on himself again. Rumors are swirling that the Ravens' locker room is already buzzing with excitement. Veterans reportedly can't wait to line up next to him. And Lamar Jackson, he's said to be thrilled by the idea of having more time to extend plays. Coaches are apparently already designing new schemes around his power. Imagine a Ravens offense that can bully defensive lines at will. That's what they're envisioning. TREY's addition could be the missing piece that makes Baltimore not just dangerous, but unstoppable. Meanwhile, in Kansas City, there's quiet tension. Losing a player like TREY Smith doesn't happen without questions about contracts, loyalty, and long-term planning. Some fans are wondering if this signals a new era for the Chiefs, where tough decisions start to define the franchise. But for now, one thing's clear. TREY's choice to don the purple has everyone talking, and the league hasn't felt this level of surprise in a long time. Still, we can't ignore how poetic this is. TREY Smith started his journey overcoming health challenges, doubts, and setbacks that would have stopped most players. He fought his way to the league, became a champion, and now he's rewriting his story once again. This move to the Ravens feels symbolic, like a player stepping into his next phase, ready to lead, ready to dominate, ready to prove that his legacy is still being written. Baltimore gets a warrior. Kansas City loses a piece of its foundation. And the NFL gains another headline that'll keep us talking all season. The purple jersey will suit him: strength, pride, resilience, all the things that define both TREY Smith and the Ravens organization. So, get ready. Because this isn't just a roster move, it's a seismic shift, the kind that changes locker rooms, fan bases, and maybe even championships. TREY Smith in purple. Yeah, that's the story everyone's about to feel now that the dust is starting to settle. Let's dig into what this means for the AFC picture, because it's about to get wild. The Ravens weren't just looking to patch holes, they were looking to make a statement. TREY Smith represents exactly that. He's young, powerful, and already a proven winner. Baltimore's been chasing that offensive line consistency for years, and in TREY, they've found the kind of player who doesn't just block, he sets a tone. You know those games where you can feel momentum in the trenches? That's what TREY brings. Every snap, every drive, every fourth quarter push, he's the guy who refuses to break. And in a conference loaded with defensive monsters like the Browns and Bengals, that kind of presence changes everything. This isn't just a signing, it's Baltimore saying, we're done being second best. TREY's arrival could turn that offensive front into one of the most feared in football. He's more than protection. He's attitude. He's identity. He's leadership. And don't think for a second that the rest of the league isn't paying attention. Other teams are already reevaluating their defensive fronts, knowing that facing the Ravens just got tougher. Imagine trying to blitz Lamar Jackson now, knowing TREY's anchoring that side. That split second of hesitation could be all Lamar needs to turn a busted play into a 40-yard highlight. Coaches live for that kind of edge. The Ravens have built their brand on defense for decades. But this feels like an evolution, a shift toward total dominance on both sides of the ball. With TREY in purple, they're no longer just a team that hits hard. They're a team that controls time, pace, and space. That's how you win championships in today's NFL, and you can bet that somewhere in Kansas City, there's a quiet sense of unease, because they know exactly what kind of player they just lost and how much harder it might be to face him again come January. From TREY's perspective, this move makes perfect sense. Think about it, he's coming from a system where everything revolved around Mahomes' brilliance, which meant adapting constantly, adjusting to creative chaos. In Baltimore, the game flows through physicality, through control, through setting the tone up front. That's TREY's world. It's like giving a gladiator a big arena. Reports say he's already working with the Ravens strength staff, eager to learn the system and dive into the team culture. That's the kind of hunger that coaches love. It's not about money anymore, it's about legacy. TREY's got rings, accolades, respect. What he wants now is impact. And Baltimore gives him that chance. Fans are already picturing him bulldozing defenders in those cold, late-season games, helping the Ravens grind down opponents the old-fashioned way. This move could redefine what the Ravens' offense looks like for years, and TREY seems ready to embrace that role fully. Meanwhile, Chiefs Nation is still processing what just happened. You can almost feel the mixed emotions: gratitude for everything TREY brought, but frustration at the idea of losing him. Social media's been blowing up with tributes, highlight reels, and memories from fans who watched him grow from a rookie into a cornerstone. There's respect, no doubt, but also an undercurrent of disbelief. Kansas City has always prided itself on smart roster moves, but this one stings. They'll have to find a replacement, but that kind of chemistry doesn't come easy. Patrick Mahomes might be superhuman, but even he needs time and trust in his linemen. The Chiefs have weathered losses before, but TREY's departure feels different, like the end of an era. Still, if there's any team that can adapt, it's Kansas City. But when that first snap comes next season, and TREY lines up in purple across the field, the emotion will be real for everyone watching. The Ravens organization, on the other hand, is riding a wave of optimism. The locker room is fired up, the fans are energized, and the coaches are already strategizing how to unleash this new-look offense. TREY's presence doesn't just make the team stronger, it makes everyone around him better. Young linemen now have a mentor who's been through championship battles, and veterans have a teammate who matches their intensity. It's rare when a single signing can shift a team's entire energy. But that's exactly what's happening in Baltimore. You can feel it, the buzz, the confidence, the swagger returning to the franchise. The Ravens have always been about heart and hustle, and Trey Smith fits that mold perfectly. For him, it's a new chapter. For the Ravens, it's a new era. The AFC North just got a lot more brutal, and every team in that division knows they're in for a fight. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. As for Trey himself, this is legacy work now. He's walking into a city that values blue-collar effort, passion, and loyalty, the exact traits he's built his career on. Baltimore is going to embrace him like one of their own, because that's what they do when they see a player who bleeds for the game. Trey Smith in purple isn't just a visual change, it's a symbol of what's next. He's stepping into a system that will test him, push him, and ultimately let him shine. And for fans, it's the kind of story that reminds you why football is more than just a game. It's about moments, about choices, about players chasing greatness. Trey made his choice, and now the entire league will watch how it unfolds. One thing's certain, the season ahead just got a whole lot more exciting, and the road to the Super Bowl might just run through Baltimore. From a strategic standpoint, coaches and analysts are exploring not only individual plays but long-term adaptations that could redefine defensive matchups. The ripple effects of Hill's potential signing extend to opponent game plans, off-season scouting, and even draft priorities for rival teams. The conversation is no longer confined to highlight reels. It encompasses every aspect of football strategy. From personnel decisions to play-calling tendencies, fans are dissecting every tweet, snippet of practice footage, and reported comment from insiders, imagining how a Ravens offense led by Hill could dominate week after week. Fantasy leagues are adjusting projections with unprecedented speed, reflecting the transformational potential of one player in one franchise. Sports talk shows are devoting entire segments to what-if scenarios, hypothesizing touchdown combinations, and explosive runs that challenge traditional defensive thinking. The rumor has taken on a life of its own, moving beyond speculation into something almost tangible, as if fans, analysts, and even rival teams are participating in a collective anticipation experiment. The excitement is amplified by Hill's history of explosive performances, his unique skill set, and the creative possibilities he brings, making this not just a signing rumor, but a symbol of transformation, speed, and a potential new era for the Baltimore Ravens. One where defensive limitations are stretched to their absolute breaking point by raw athletic brilliance. Finally, the cultural impact of Tyreek Hill possibly joining the Ravens is becoming impossible to ignore. The rumor has sparked viral videos, online debates, and fan-created highlight compilations, all imagining the breathtaking speed and coordination that could define an entire season. Jerseys are speculated to sell faster than ever, ticket demand skyrockets, and local businesses prepare for a surge in excitement-driven commerce. Podcasts, live streams, and sports blogs are dedicating hours to dissecting the rumor, each angle explored, every potential consequence analyzed, and fans glued to updates with near-obsessive attention. Even casual observers are swept up in the narrative, imagining every touchdown, every game-changing moment, and every defensive breakdown that could result from Hill's integration into Baltimore's offense. Rival teams' fan bases are reluctantly acknowledging the challenge, speculating about countermeasures, and recalibrating expectations. The rumor has transcended football, becoming a cultural touchstone that merges anticipation, imagination, and analysis into a continuous, self-reinforcing feedback loop, whether it's confirmed or continues as speculation. The story of Tyreek Hill, potentially transforming the Ravens' offense into the fastest in NFL history, has captured hearts, minds, and imaginations nationwide, promising a season that could be as thrilling, unpredictable, and electrifying as the rumors themselves suggest. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.